A few years ago, I was approached on social media by a website that wanted me to write, articles for them. It was for African women writers, to give them a voice, for them to write how they felt. So when they approached me, I was like, okay, what would I like to write about? So I remembered something that I had gone through, when I moved to America and I was trying to get work and all of that in the movie industry and everything. And I put my thoughts down. And I called it Excuse My African because in the story that I told, I told people how people perceived me. I spoke to some casting directors and they felt, oh, your talent is great, you're talented, you speak well, everything is good, but for you to be portrayed as an African, for us to work with you, you're too light-skinned to be African. The kind of African that we're used to that can get work. You're too light-skinned, and then you don't sound American, you don't also sound African, so we don't know where to place you. So that really ticked me off when they said they didn't know where to place me. And then they were like, you're not skinny and you're not big, you're not a plus size, you're just average. So in my head, I'm thinking, I'm African. How do you want me to sound? We all sound different ways, we all come from different countries in Africa. I realized that a lot of people had that impression about at the mention of the name African woman, there's a certain expectation that they have. But I'm like, we're not all like that, And I was looking for a way to start up a conversation. And that's how the podcast started. I started a podcast, and then I started talking to people about Africa, who we were as a people and all of that. But my heart was telling me that it was way more than that I should do something more. And that's when they thought of having, an online store for Excuse My African. Excuse My African was born out of the desire to, one, create a conversation, two, create the awareness of how we look. So we started creating, t-shirts, hoodies, tank tops and all of that. We had images of different types of women, light skin, dark skin, big, small, medium, whatever you can think of, some tying turbans on their head, some with afro, some with, different types. So we have different African names as well that mean wonderful things, Efe, Dalila, Lebo, from different parts of Africa. And I was so happy because it also gave me an opportunity to work with African women. And I decided to start with my daughter and Ruméh, and Izzybelle, my daughter, started creating this design. She would draw them, paint them, because they're all custom made. They're not things that we picked up from the internet. Ruméh got on the website, did the website, and it's a Code 55 store. And when I wanted to do the photo shoot for the line, I just put out an ad there and I invited different models. I make sure to say, whatever race you belong, if you're from African descent or you like or you love and support Africa, just come. I was amazed at the type of women that showed up, because before we started filming, I had like a conversation with them, made them feel comfortable, and I spoke from my heart. I told them why I was doing it. I wasn't just doing it to start off a conversation and, get people to know about Africans and how we look and all that. I was also doing it to help African women and young girls, because I have a foundation and we try to do as much as we can in Africa, for school, for education, for personal hygiene products and stuff like that to help young girls boost their courage and all of that. And when I told them the story of what I wanted to do with proceeds from the sale of the clothing line and all that, they were so moved. We spent time together, we talked, and then they started telling me their issues and things that they had faced as regards, what people would say to them and how they felt and their own experiences. It was so strong. It was a powerful bond that we had that day. And that's when I knew that this was the right thing to do, that it would work, because we became a family. We did photo shoots. We were so happy.
Doing this photo shoot has given me more confidence to be able to walk outside with my natural hair, even if I'm bald. So thank you for that. Thank you for giving me this confidence.
I was afraid, I was worried, I didn't know how it was gonna go, I didn't know how it would be received, but this is just showing me that, when God says it's time, it's time. And when we made this particular graphic, I remember the day we made it, we were afraid. We were like, who would wear this? Who would be bold enough to say, this is what I look like? But today, we found her, guys. We found her, and there are many more like her. And I'm saying, you're bold, you're beautiful. Just get out there and be you. Be who you are. Don't be afraid of what people will think or how they will. Nobody should put a tag on you or put you in a box and say, this is how you should look. You know, so I'm just very grateful for this opportunity.
When I applied for the casting, I actually read it like, excuse my African. And so I was like, I can't wait to be a part of this, and just hearing the, you know, the story behind the movement. I'm just like, I want to be here for everything, even when it goes international. You hear me? I'm claiming it. It's gonna go international, and I want to be a part of it every step of the way. Call me, text me. I'll be right here. We're gonna blow up, and we're gonna glow up together.
That's right.
And from then on, it just started growing. People started understanding, you know, what I was trying to do with the brand. It wasn't just another clothing brand. It's a movement. It's something that our people should be proud of, to say, hey, this is who we are. You know, you can be big and beautiful, you can be small, you can be average size, you can be very dark, you know, you can have green eyes. A lot of Africans have blonde hair. People don't know that. And we have all of that represented in our designs.
It's an honor to be a part of this movement. I've known Essy for like 10 years now, and everything she does, everything she touches turns to gold. So I'm so excited for this. I'm wearing one of the shirts, excuse my African. This is our official logo, and if you don't know, this is actually what it's supposed to be. So yeah, I'm excited for this, and I can't wait for you guys to see the store. There's so many amazing graphics and shirts that you guys love.
Hi, I'm makeup artist Yoonhee, and this is a great, amazing job, and I like the shirts. Really, the design is fantastic, and especially I like the character.
You know, we're still going, we're still trying to do more stuff, but it's been good, and I'm hoping that you visit the website, code55store.com, to see all the amazing things that we have. Code 55 Store is an online store that hosts different brands. You know, there's a Delta Pekin brand as well, and other brands that are coming up as well. And I'm just very blessed that when I say I want to do something, God just gives me the wisdom, you know, the direction and how to do it, and He sees me through it all, and I'm just blessed by it. And like I said, proceeds from the store will go to the foundation that's helping women and young girls in Africa, and I hope you will become a part of the movement. Yeah, and God bless you guys. Thank you.